For 13.3 additional practice, we've got this worksheet here. And number 1 says a fruit basket is shipped in a cube-shaped cooler. So a cube is 6 squares, right? So like a dice shape would be a cube. Cube-shaped cooler that has a surface area of 1,176 square inches. So surface area is telling us the total area of each of the outside of those squares. So we know we have this cube, we have this square, and we have 6 of these to equal 1,176. So what is the area of each face of the cube, right? So we need to find one of these squares. So this square times 6 equals this. So we're looking for this one square alone. So the opposite of times by 6 is going to be divide by 6. So we're going to go ahead and divide each of these by 6. So this cancels out. So go ahead and do 1,176 divided by 6. All right, now we have our answer here. So the area is inches square. So we're just finding 2 dimensions, a length and a width. So now it wants to know what are the dimensions of the cube. So we know a square has to be the same on both sides. The length and the width are the same. So whatever this number is here, we need to take something and times it by the exact same thing to equal this. So if this were 25, right, 5 times 5 is 25. They have to be the same dimension. That has to be the same number to replace that variable. So what times itself is going to equal the area. So now we know the dimensions of the cube, and we can multiply those. We can take the length, we can times it by the width, which is the same number, and times that by the height, which is the same number, and that will give us our volume. So we started with the surface area, broke it up into 6 pieces. Okay, what are each of the dimensions? It has to be a square, so they have to be exactly the same number. And then we take the length times the width times the height, which are all the same number because we're talking about a cube, and find that. And we're talking inches, right? This cube is inches. And how do we label volume? Make sure you get your volume label. All right, number 2, a shoebox is 14 3/8 inches long, 7.5 wide, 5 inches tall. So we're just looking for the volume. So we're just taking length times width times height. We have fractions, so we know we need to make them improper. We can look to cancel things out. And then you need at least one sentence here telling me how you found the answer, and make sure you get your correct label. Hey, number 3, a watch company ships watch boxes in a larger box. So we have the shipping box and the watch box that are shown. What is the volume of the shipping box? So, right, length times width times height. And our label, right, is feet cubed. Now it wants the volume of the watch box, length times width times height. And it wants to know how many watch boxes can fit into the shipping box. So we're going to take our shipping box and we're cutting it into pieces. So we're going to take the watch box and we're going to divide it by the shipping box and see how many shipping boxes fit into the watch box. So go ahead and finish up your work there and get your paper checked off.